there, friends? What's going on? I hope your day is going well. Let's do the needful. Let's make sure YouTube is the way it needs to be. There we go. We are live. Wow. Um, and somehow we are very close to the finish line. Couple of days from 42 days to 40. This is the 39th video in this journey. Tomorrow will be the finale of the video series, and then on Saturday, I'll be going live on TEDx. It's going to be, I'm excited about it. I spent some time today practicing. I feel a lot better about where I am. I'm not quite ready. Tomorrow is the rehearsals for the TEDx, for the TED Talk. So I'm hoping I get some practice time in tomorrow as well. And But I'm excited. Definitely it's definitely an interesting time. I am grateful for how I have approached this year. This first quarter has been crazy. Stretch myself, but I am so grateful for the possibilities, for the things the doors have opened, and it's just a testament to how when you stretch yourself, things can happen. Both the books that are being completed, the websites to be launched. I have built three websites. I have written three books almost to completion. I have done a 40-day live series. That is wild. We just completed a 100-day challenge with me and my girls. My oldest daughter won the challenge. She stayed consistent for 100 days practicing her piano. And just an amazing year and the journey so far. So I'm grateful. I am blessed. Um, as I think through all of the journey so far, just up to this point. It's been a blessing. And I was having a conversation with my sister today, and I told her, I was talking to her about how I was thinking about it. Like, as long as I've been alive, every memory I can, as far back as my memory can go, my immediate younger brother and my immediate younger sister have always been in my life, right? The ones that follow right after me, like from the time I can remember, every recollection of life I had two of them inside, So my immediate younger brother is just 1 year younger than my immediate younger sister is 3 years younger than I am, and so I guess from the time I did, maybe I started remembering from three, whatever it was, but I'm grateful to still have those relationships. Grateful to God for just different things. When the Bible talks about all things working together for good to them that love God, some things just happened that confirm that, and I'm excited. But I'm also excited to get into today's or to this evening's conversation. It's probably going to lead us into a new day, but I'm grateful for consistency. If you're new here, I've been on this journey for 39 days now. Leading up to my 40th birthday, I challenge myself to go live every day. So I put out a clip in the daytime, and then I do a live video in the evening just to speak on a topic from my journey. I speak on something that has impacted me and something that a lesson I've learned, and I'm trying to impact that to everybody back. And so that has been what I've been doing. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. We've added a couple more subscribers in the last couple of days. So thank you to our new subscribers. You're welcome. Um, and all of that. I even see, looks like somebody's even watching live. Thank you for joining me live. And I am grateful for the journey. So today we'll get into today's conversation, and today is a tribute to the most important person in this journey. So far for where I am. It's been, and I'll take a moment to celebrate the family, immediate family. I just talked about my siblings that have been there. I have two additional younger siblings. So my immediate younger brother Chimobi and my younger sister Chidema, they've been like extension of they've been again, I've been there, they've been visible apart some of my parents. They've been like the friends I've had since little, and we have stayed that way to this day, and we have always stayed close somehow, and somehow we all live in the same city. My sister is it's like 10 minutes away from me, so that's incredible. After all these years, we're still very close. God blessed us. We have two additional siblings, we twins, and so we're five. All five of us have been. It's been an incredible unit, a strong relationship. Again, I'm turning 40 in a couple of days. Everyone is way into their 30s. There's no early 30s. We are all late 30s at this point. So we are very compact in age. We are all together. And so it's amazing, just that journey. And those guys have been there for me. Like when I say people who you can count on, for me it's been my siblings. They've been a support system. So I want to shout them out. They have been there through the thickest and thing. When the Bible talks about a friend loves at all time and the brother is born for adversity, um, that's exactly how I feel. Like I know that in adverse situations, my my siblings will be there for me. I know that for certain. And then, want to shout out my parents as well. They have been there from the beginning of Clearly. I mean, they started the journey. But just the support that I've received, the honor, the prayers, just my life has been one of where I have enjoyed, just I've been a benefactor of consistent prophetic declarations. I remember my mom will always declare then and pray that the affairs of this nation will not be discussed in your absence. And so it makes sense that I am somebody who is very passionate about building community and building, impacting the continent in my own dimension. Because mom used to, like, for all the prayers she used to pray, that was one that stuck with me. My dad, he just saw this people do things and painted pictures for me on what possibility was like. And relationships. So that family relationship has been the strongest one I've had for the longest time up until I got married to my wife. And it's taken a minute, but 12 years in, 12 years in, I think, with everything, me building and becoming somebody, um, it's, but I would say like I have my person, right? I have my person. I have the one who I am doing life and this journey with. And flat out, it's been a blessing since we began this journey and chose the path of building together and just working together in unity and in harmony. And I wouldn't be here today without Stella, my wife, my beautiful wife, Stella Nnamdi Ihenacho. And I really want to take today's session to it's a tribute to her. It's a want to take it to honor her. I put out the short clip earlier today to just talk about her impact and all of that. And today I just want to explore. I just want to make sure that it's I stop and give this moment to her. And I wish again she goes to bed a little earlier than I do. But I wish she could maybe join me in the video, but she's asleep with all of my girls, and so I am the one who is a bat, the night crawler. I think my second daughter has those tendencies, but we're not letting her explore it for now. I'm not letting her go sleep. You're still growing. You're still a growing child. Your body needs to. Everybody needs the rest, but we're not playing with the children. Let them maximize everything their body's supposed to do, right? And so, Miracle is the one with that tendency to be a night owl. My older daughter goes to bed straight. She's ready to sleep when it's time. The youngest one too is ready to sleep. She's ready to sleep all the time. It's the middle one that wants to hang out and stay and looks for reasons to just stay up late. Um, but yes, I want to take today to today is not a teaching. I'm not teaching anything. That's well, you might learn something, but the goal today is just to honor the one person who without her, every single thing I've been talking about would not exist, right? And so she gets her own session. When I want to talk about the things that she carries, right? The things that my wife Stella is, responsible for, that she leads from the front, starting from our family. We are blessed. I've talked about my daughters. I did an episode where I did letters to my daughters, and I have three of them, three incredibly beautiful girls, right? Ages 6, 8, and 10. So we are just at that older toddler stages but now they have opinions and they have questions and they are curious. And, for the oldest one, a little bit of puberty changes and all of the things are happening. And it's who are these people that are transforming into something and coming into their own on a daily basis while still being children and being kids and being chaotic. And and we are trying to guide them in the path of righteousness and make sure they're academically sound and spiritually sound and nourished and all of that. And with all of that happening, it can get intense and crazy. But one of the areas of confidence that I have is, I'm just grateful that I get to do and navigate these things with my wife. She is the backbone behind the raising of those kids and those girls, right? Holding things down on the family front. She's managing schedules. Like, we have charts on the fridge for what to eat, and all of those things. The kids karate sessions and classes are taped up somewhere. Their appointments, right? She'll send me invites. I don't like those calendar appointments because it stresses me out. It's like, don't send me another one in addition to all of the work. But that's her level of organization, right? Those calendar appointments for everything. And now when one time I was asking, where's the address to the place? Which of the children's healthcare am I going to? Because Choa has a lot of branches and I didn't take Divine to. I'm like, it's in the calendar, it's in the click on it, you see it. But that level of detail, nothing drops in, the medication, staying on top of it. Okay, we need to refill an order. I'll go pick it up. But she's the one who orders it. She's the one who makes sure it's not finishing, right? Groceries and different things, groceries for food. I can, once in a while I'll say, okay, we need things, I'll stop and I'll buy, right? Um, but the organized, okay, we need to get food at scale to so that we can. I do survival grocery shopping. She does planned grocery shopping, right? I hope that makes sense. So everything around just how the home functions, she carries that, right? With the things that require lifting and physical, she'll make sure I do them. Like, when are we going to do this? And then when she's going to remind me to to until it's done, right? And that's managing as the schedule, the whole operations around the house, making sure things, if we function as a family, as a home. She's very big on, I've come from a place that has plenty of hallowed traditions, right? Because again, I've talked about how close knit me and my siblings are. Um, and she's very intentional about, like, we need to create ours as well, like, so that the same way you talk about how it is with you and your siblings, these kids, we need to also give them that experience. And so she puts in, effort into, okay, now we have to sit down, we have to have our family devotions together. Now the kids have to present, and like all of those things that I want to do. It's in my head. I have the vision. I have the idea. It actually happens because she embraces it, right? She takes on the ownership. So I can think of the thing. A lot of the time, if it actually occurs, if it's going to go from a thought to something that happens, is because Stella has bought in and then decided to take it on and add it onto her project list. And so that is something powerful about, like, her level of organization and coordination. She brings that same level of professionalism that she uses at work into operating in the family, which again sometimes can be frustrating because it's like, hey, I'm not one of your engineers, but just realize that, hey, we function well because of her level of attention to detail and the way she operates. And she doesn't play about the family, she doesn't play about the kids, she doesn't play about me. All of those things, like, there's so many things that we can pick on. I can talk about when it comes to Stella. She is just super incredible when it comes to just uh, uh, um just the things that she has carried and continues to carry on a daily basis. And outside of the home, she'll still step into NSTAR and operate, as faculty, as co-founder, being there to, support our staff in her own way, and contribute in ways to make sure we are going. She's responsible for bringing in key relationships and all of that. We see the same thing with the African American Collective, right? She is front and center from the beginning, with everything that we've been doing, that we've done, and we continue to do in that in that space. That's like it's so it's so powerful, like the way she operates. She runs our major events. Like people talk about the level of excellence at which our events are executed at. That right there is the hallmark of Stella. Like she's if you see the budget for our summits and our major events and the output of the events, your mind will be blown. Your mind will be blown at the budget versus the output, but we're able to make all of that work with no major donors, no major grants won yet. A community that we're trying to still train to, contribute to a cause and give, right? We get donations, but we're still training our people to be more generous. Please, if you're a member of African Women Collective are watching this, please give towards the cause. We do this for the community. We want this to last, and we want to create infrastructure that will serve our community. I digress, right? But with limited resources, we've been able to pull off two incredibly successful and high-powered summits. All of that happens because we have a ruthless executioner in Stella who just makes sure and stretches every resource and every dollar, every avenue available, every volunteer. We maximize the people and resources, and that's the greatness of Stella, right? She is amazing. She is incredible. Um, she is a she's gasoline to the vision, if you get the point, right? And so it's just amazing how that uh, um how that works. Like she has it's her contributions to the successes of our businesses have been, they're not just, it's beyond support. Support means like you are leading it's your thing, and then I'm just there to make sure it works for you. It's literally co-owning the thing, right? Like being as passionate and even sometimes more passionate about the things that myself. It's getting in front, getting ahead, making sure of certain things, having conversations, all of those, just making sure we're able to continue to do the things that we need to do, right? Within AIM, again, I've talked about our programming, whether it's again on the event side, it's incredible. We have, we've had two major women's conferences. Last two March 25 and March 26, we've had a women's conference. Um, Virtual events, but the most incredibly organized virtual events you will ever attend. Just amazing, just incredible, with impeccable impact, right? And now we have because of the successes of those couple of events, now we have an Ames Women's Network. And now we are about to have an activation in New York and another one in Atlanta, activation event. And so suddenly it's like chapters are about to start forming. This is a stellar win, right? It's a stellar victory, it's a stellar achievement. Like it's this year we talked about part of the things our goals was we want to start having these activation events. We want to start showing up in different cities. And the first one that is about to happen is powered by the incredible Stella, like just from leading, the women's brand. So it's mind blowing how amazing and just how productive this is. And so people see result, but I want to really call out the engine behind the results. It's amazing. She had this vision for prepare, pray, plan. It's supposed for women, and she's had led that initiative 2 years in a row. And it's one of the most impactful events, for women. Again, it's just come together, pray, do all of those things. It's amazing. It is so amazing. I am incredibly amazed. Some of the time, sometimes I get to see how, because she works from home. Sometimes I'm at home, or maybe I'm leaving in the morning and she's in early morning meetings. Um, when I sit and maybe listening to some of the conversations, and how she's navigating conversations at work with her colleagues, with her peers, with her uh, um, subordinates, just the quality of conversations, the level of intellectual expression, the intellectual prowess, the just that dimension of intelligence she operates from is just heavenly, right? Like, how are you so super intelligent? How are you so and then committed? And that's the part. Like, she is dogged committed to a task. If she buys into something, she stops at nothing to get it done. The projects she supports, the things she does, it's amazing. Like, she everywhere, with like every boss she's had has had rave reviews. Like, everybody wants a piece of Stella because she gets things done. She is effective and efficient to a maximum degree. It is ridiculous, right? The level of efficiency she operates at. And it's still able to, and the funny part is she still beats herself up like, man, I'm not living up to a certain bar. She has this very unrealistic bar that she set for herself. And she is pushing to some days. I ask her, what exactly are you chasing? Like, I don't know what it is at this point. Like, you need to breathe, but that's how it's a testament to her level of passion and her refusal to settle for less, and demanding, like, challenging herself to do, or maintain a certain quality of delivery in every aspect of her life, you know. And I love and respect that about her, right? It's incredible. I talked about the prepare play plan conference. This year we are looking to expand that to beyond just women. We're hoping to bring in the men as well. Under our rooted in faith platform, right? That is looking to expand, but just what she's done with it. Stella is very. She takes that level of diligence, the level of diligence that she has with work and leadership and all of that, and she brings that even into her spiritual life, right? She is consistent with her, like, prayer time. So, because I am a night crawler, sometimes I stay up ridiculously late. My ideal life is stay up late, work really late, and then wake up around 10 a.m. If you ask me if I controlled everything, that's how my life would be. I'll stay up to 2 a.m. You can tell by the time I'm recording this and I'm functioning. I would stay up late and I'll wake up late. And so some days I'll come in, and by the time I'm about to sleep, her alarm will go off. Right? She has this Lawrence Oyo sound that she's using for her the alarm, and so this sound is going around the world. Favor, it's around me like a shield. I'm like, that's going to make me sleep deeper. But she'll wake up, and she is very keen on just consistency in that time of prayer, in that time of just speaking and talking to God. And it's something that she doesn't play with. She's going to study the word, study. She's an avid reader, and of course, um, because she reads so much, she also has so much content. She's written and authored like 3 or 4 books at this point. And so it's she's reading, she's praying, she's spending time in the word. She dreams. I feel like God speaks to her through dreams, and so she will document those dreams with like the disciplined approach to those things. I would not have the patience to translate the thought from my brain, and maybe that's why God doesn't give me too many dreams, because I might not have the patience to just give it the reverence it deserves, right? And so, but she has a dream book, and she would go every day. She would wake up and, like, I had this dream, and she would take time to write out every single detail of the dream, so she doesn't forget it. A lot of times she was like, I had it, I want to share with you. And then she'll open up the book and she'll start reading it to me. And this is early in the morning. So she's dreamt, she's slept, woke up, reading the dream, and is already in the book. It's amazing, right? Just, again, a level of superior efficiency that she operates at is not of this world. Uh, um, every like it's you see that, I remember, yeah, and I'm jumping around at this point, but just speaking to just how effective and efficient she is, to every employer that has had her, again, it's always rave reviews. From the moment she just started, every time from London when she was working, the last place she was working before she relocated to the US was London School of Business and Finance, and she was a doer. I'm telling you, like, just getting things done. and they missed her when she left. She came to the US. By the time she could work, the first gig she got with, with a startup, and just went in there and shifted the culture. I'm talking just when people say we'll shift the culture, like she shifted the culture of that organization, set standards that really helped launch that company to where it is today, and then moving from there to every other role, even when she had to take a step back, like if she stoops to conquer kind of moment because she was trying to break into the market. And then so she took this step back, got into this job, and went in there and killed it. And in a short while, she was elevated. And then she moved on to, more high level roles. And that was just, again, every phase she's been consistent delivering. She got herself plugged into organizations and communities, went on project management, all different places, and she's an consistent contributor. She is excellent. She shows up even in comments, and even in chats, even in just mentorship. She will show up, and the standard is a standard without a drop off in the quality. Like, there's no place where she cheats the process. She's just who she is, and she delivers a steady level. It's like she just knows one speed, and that's the speed she operates at. Um, and it's incredibly powerful. Just the kind of person, she is. It's it's like I remember the job that she's in now. She was poached for it, and the manager, the person that hired her, who is like a sponsor right now for her, is someone who found her because of her thought leadership and contribution to the community. She's an avid contributor to the data and agile community. She's always giving expression to thoughts and sharing thought leadership and opinions, and value, and just willing to share and teach. And this opportunity came, and the person came after her hard, and just was an exciting interview, and she's in this exciting role now, doing very meaningful work. And that quality, it's more like you make a decision to hire somebody, it's like a shot in the dark, and then some people it goes well, some for some it doesn't. This one is been this one has gone well, right? It's paid off for them because it's good feedback after great feedback. And the person, I can never forget the phone call, the conversation with the person that hired her, that was her supervisor, when was stepping into a different role, and that she needed to make a recommendation for somebody to step into her role, into her place. And there was this, we're just coming to recommend this, my wife, to step into her role, right? And take her place, basically. And that was insane because it's they were not like, okay, I'm just a step ahead of you kind of relationship. It was layers, right? But just her consistency in delivering excellence and greatness made has made room for her, has put her in front of kings, right? And we've talked about kings will come to the brightness of your eyes, and that is Stella. Like, the because of the excellency of her wisdom, kings are coming to her, right? She is sought after in her own lane as a thought leader. That is the Stella experience. Just an incredibly intelligent human being, an organization shaper, an institution builder. She shapes leaders and builds institutions. I was talking to her through, like, hey, your LinkedIn bio, what it should be. And like, yeah, you build leaders, you build institutions, you shape leaders. Like, you are, that's the level of special that you are. And global organizations, small organizations, when Stella steps in, she shifts the culture, she changes the game, elevates production in every space that she steps into. Right. That is the power and the beauty of Stella Henacho. Uh, um, so when I talk about like everything that we celebrate as success, like, I am not shy to admit her role within the company. I'm very proud to say it, like her involvement and all of that. Yes, I am front and center and all over the place and doing stuff. And but I know what I am capable of doing, and I know what I am not capable of doing. And there are certain things that she excels at stupendously way better than I am. And I have learned to be, I'm smart enough to understand and know those things. And I know I'm smart enough to know that I am not smart enough to do certain things. And so I let the Wonder Woman who God has blessed me with go do her thing and be Superwoman in those realms. And like, and that's how she's been, that's who she is. Whether it's with N-Star, whether it's with AIM, whether it's with pushing AI adoption within our organization, like it's the power and the beauty of of Stella. She is again just an amazing person. She is incredible. She has poured into everything that we've built, right, and we continue to build. uh, um and so there's so many things, right, man, so many. And I'll talk about just difficult moments as well. It hasn't all been rosy. I remember when she first moved, when she first moved there, when first got married at the beginning, I was the only one working. Again, she was on F4, I was on F1. Again, if you know about immigration and those visa status, you will feel our pain, right? You'll feel our pain with so that, and then coming from somebody who was working already and doing fine on F4, you can drive, do all those things, but you cannot work, you can't earn. And so you're now in this country, you're not able to earn, you're not able to contribute. And there's somebody who has always been a contributor, who has helped build homes for family and all of those things. And so it was a difficult transition for her at the beginning, going through those moments. And then but just seeing her again navigate those seasons with grace, through when she's able to work and we have a little bit more than and then all of that, the way we have resources and all of, she's again doing her thing. She's, it doesn't change who she is. And now we begin to have a family, we begin to have kids, and there's decisions we made about the kids. Each one of our children have challenged us in unique ways, right? All of them have had different situations that have pushed us in certain directions, from the oldest one, middle one, youngest one. Some they are past it and some we're still navigating. And through some of these very difficult moments, right? It's been just amazing to again see her be graceful through all of it, right? Through painful moments, through difficult, news, just be there. Um, it's just amazing, right? With just navigating again, being a parent, raising your own kids, it's different. But again, Stella handles it all with grace and poise and strength. Stella is super strong, and I'm talking about physical strong, like from having I can't even tell you fights we've had about, like, hey, don't do that, to having kids, legit in the labor room for our first daughter. To this is a TMI at this point. We were debating, do you take the epidural or not? Right? Like, my sister, technology has advanced. Please don't, let's not play. I don't want to see you with this, go through this pain when there's a solution for it. So it was a debate through that first one. Second child, it was, we were freestyling. Like, it was almost, okay, we need to get checked in. You are dilated 6 centimeters. Like, well, we have a party we are planning, and we need to put this thing together. Church is doing this event that we are, again, our involvement, we we are leading this effort, and so we have this work to finish. I'm like, you can stay. Like, no, I got this. Well, what ended up happening is we didn't make it back to the hospital, because after we had finished everything with planning and organizing, we came, picked up our bags, and we're about to go and check in at the hospital. And now we're caught in Atlanta traffic, and she goes into active labor while we're in the car. But I saw the true strength of this woman. Um she she came up strong, like having a baby inside of the car. It was an incredible thing to witness strength. So there was no time to debate about epidural or no epidural. It was like, hey, we're having it happening. and it's like we are going through the screaming and all of that, and we had a baby. So you see her, if you follow her on Instagram, you see her, she's working out every day, she's posting videos about workouts. uh, um, she does her karate thing, she's again super physically strong. um, it's amazing. When it comes to that, she is just amazing, and again, also on the personal level, again, she will challenge me, she will call out. Like, I've had moments, and I have moments where I feel like I'm down on myself, or I have expectations and they're not being met, and I'm like, man, why are we not again, I'm this high bar, high achiever kind of guy, and it's when, especially when I've seen things and it's in my head, I know how it's supposed to go, and I've put in the effort and it doesn't always go. Like, I'm used to not having things happen a certain way, but there are certain things that, like, this I sure bet, right? Everything is perfectly set up. This is the layup. I'm about to dunk this, and then it doesn't work out. I can't count how many times, but Stella has always been the person to be like, hey, you don't even understand how great you are as a person. And so if you see me walking around with my shoulders up and my head a bit bigger than it should be, it's because somebody's gassing me up all the way, right? Um, so many stories to tell. I don't even know where to start or where to end. At this point, it's just managing the time. And but when the Bible talks about, many women have done valiantly, have done noble things, but you surpass them all. I cannot imagine doing this with somebody else. I can't imagine this journey, this life, this relationship, raising kids with somebody else. It doesn't make sense. You know how Lauren said it won't make sense. So it won't make any sense. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It's not fathomable, right? This is my person. We're building together. We're doing this. We're doing life. We're doing adventures. We'll write. We'll speak. We've had moments where we anchored events together. We've spoken together. And anytime we do that, it's like, why don't we do this all the time? Like, and that's where hence we started Rooted in Faith, just to give more expression to that. We'll continue to do all of those things, but uh, um, she is, I've told her before, but if my daughters turn out exactly like you, then we did a good job. We did a good job, and so I'm grateful for, that she's be able to be a model for my kids. I'm glad my daughters get to learn from her, get to be mentored by her, get to be loved by her, get to be raised by her. She is a woman of virtue, right? A virtuous woman is Stella. She is a hard worker. She's a winner. She is a warrior, and she is a wife. I had to complete the W's, like, and so to everybody who is, watching, who has someone beside them. I know I've taken 40 minutes just talking about my wife, but you have your person who has helped you, uh, um, build, who is holding it down while you hustle, who is hustling right with you, who is raising kids with you, who is building businesses. Um, they everyone, that person helping you and holding your hand, they also deserve the same public acknowledgement, right? Let the world know this is, there's the negatives are loud, especially when it comes to marriages and Christian marriages. The negatives are loud, the stats are loud. It's important that we also celebrate the beauty and the grace and the wins, right, in our marriages, and just to encourage the younger generation. There's stats out there now showing that people are not getting married. People don't want the obligation of, and now it's a lot of transactional relationships and marriages instead of genuine partnerships, the way God designed it to be. And so celebrate your person, right? Honor them now while they can hear it. Like, I'm learning youth is fleeting. I was 15 the other day, and now I'm 40. It doesn't make sense. I remember coming to the US. I came to the US at 24, going on 25, I believe. And look at me now, I'm about to be 40. I'm about to have spent the same amount of time in the US as I spent in Nigeria growing up, right? Not quite, maybe still, but next 10 years, I would have matched my life in Nigeria and my time growing up in Nigeria, my life, my adult life in the US. I would have spent more time as an adult in the US than I spent back home. And so that's how fast time flies. And so take the moment to celebrate your person, value them, even now in this comment section, take a minute to celebrate your person and just tell them what they mean to you, and tell them you appreciate them, publicly honor them. It's it's important. So uh, um, honor them, celebrate them, and thank them for all they do. All right. So yeah. So tomorrow is day 40, but it's not the birthday. The birthday is on Saturday. So tomorrow is the 40th day. I am excited about just wrapping up and everything. So I'm going to uh, um do a pre-birthday celebration, on the 40th day, and then leading us up to the TEDx um, you know, event. And so I'm excited to do that. So please make sure you are joining in and I'm engaging. I'm ready for TEDx. Maybe I'll tease a little bit of my TEDx conversation tomorrow, leading up, so you can know, and I'll let you know how it goes after the event. But thank you all so much, everyone who has been consistent this last 39 days and watched all the videos. Thank you. Have shared all the clips, subscribed. Thank you. Please subscribe, please share, keep celebrating the wins. And my prayer for everyone, and I want to pray us out, is that the Lord, the good Lord, will continue to keep you the same reasons for joy and celebration. You will not lack. It will always be present in your life. You're going out and your coming is blessed. Everyone who desires a certain experience in their homes, in their marriages, my prayer is that the Lord will give that to you and beyond your expectation and imagination, because He's able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can ask or think or imagine, according to His power at work in you. And that's my prayer, that God will exceed your imagination and your expectation. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Thank you all so much. Again, I will see you tomorrow, and then day 40, and we'll be on the roll. And then please be lookout for, again, we're launching. I've been sending out messages. We're launching the sharpening May 15th. There might be a virtual component to that. It's going to be our gathering for Christian professionals, business people. We are launching that initiatives, aligned with the King's Path. It's going to be incredible. If you're in Atlanta, please mark that date. It's a Friday. And then we're also launching our Impact Days. So I'll talk about what's coming next, a lot more tomorrow. But we're launching all these initiatives just to continue. Yes, the birthday is here and all, but my goal is, again, to stretch and make sure the impact is felt across the board. I want this year to be a very impactful year, and every life that is touchable, I want to touch it this year. I want to make sure people feel. I want to show God I'm grateful for life, and I want to give back as much as I can of the gifts that He has given me, of the talents He has given me, of the skill that He has enabled me to acquire. That's my mission this year. So thank you all so much for watching. God bless you. I will see you tomorrow. Good night.